Hey, what's up, guys? This is my review of Cyberpunk 2077. Before I get into the actual review, I want to take us back in time to about summer of last year before the game actually came out. Now, obviously, I had played Witcher 3 before. I never really got into it. I wasn't really that good at it, so I kind of raged quit a couple times. But I kept hearing this chatter about this new game, Cyberpunk 2077, and that it was being made by CD Projekt Red, and that it was like the amount of hype that this game got was literally kind of blowing my mind. And I didn't really know why, because even if Witcher 3 was an amazing game, that's just one game, you know? I feel like a game developer should have multiple games before you become like a top tier developer, like a Naughty Dog or Insomniac. But back to Cyberpunk 2077, obviously some leaks came out for the game. I didn't look at them. I didn't watch the gameplay. I only watched a couple trailers. And I'll be quite honest right now, I wasn't planning on buying this game. And then I saw the trailer whenever Keanu Reeves came out on stage. I think it was during E3 last year, or no, it was 2019. And I found out he was going to be in the game, and he was going to be like a big character, like one of the main characters. And I was like, I definitely have to buy this game. And then obviously when the game came out, horrible state. It was really buggy, and I watched a lot of people's reviews, and I was totally turned off by the game in general. But then I made the dumb mistake of going to Walmart and buying a physical copy of it, knowing that the game was broken, because I just really wanted to know what the story was like. And obviously in this review, I'm going to be talking about the story, gameplay, and graphics. But before I get to that, I just wanted to tell you guys my experience leading up to me buying the game. And actually, I started playing the game my first walkthrough, and I played about 4 or 5 hours, and then I got a couple bugs, and I was like, you know what, I don't want this to ruin this experience, so I stopped playing it. I actually deleted the game off of my PS4. I believe I played on my PS4 first. So yeah, I played it for like 4 or 5 hours, and then I just deleted it. And then I tried, well, actually I didn't try returning it to Walmart, but I actually ended up emailing CD Projekt Red, and they gave me a refund. I still have the physical copy of the game, so I literally got a refund, but I still got to keep the game. So I just have a free copy of Cyberpunk, and I've obviously played through a second time all the way from beginning to end. And these are my thoughts. So yeah, I'm really sorry that this intro's taken like almost 4 minutes now. I apologize, but I just thought I'd let you know my mindset going into the game. So before I get into the actual review, make sure you leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow. The first thing I want to talk about is the story, because the game's been out for a while now, so I don't really care about talking about spoilers. And obviously, story to me is the most important part of a game. Going into the game, I had pretty high expectations for the story because I knew Keanu Reeves was in it, and he played a big role as Johnny Silverhand. And I watched a couple reviews, and some people said that the story, like, it doesn't matter, like, forget the bugs and everything, the story was actually really good, so I was actually pretty excited. For me, the story was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of thought the end was kind of abrupt. So for those of you who don't know, the main story is only like 14 hours long, which I had no idea. I thought it was like 30. And I was like close to the end, and I didn't know at the time. So I looked up how long the story was, and it said it was like 30 to 40 hours. And I was like, oh wow, I'm not even halfway done. But I was literally like 3 missions away from finishing the game. But yeah, honestly, the whole concept of Johnny Silverhand being like this chip stuck in V's head, and like because it's literally like, recently I watched this movie, Fight Club, and it's literally, I feel like Cyberpunk was inspired by Fight Club. If you haven't seen that movie, you should check it out. I really like that concept of like V, and like, is Johnny Silverhand actually real, or is he just in his head, and Johnny is slowly like taking over V's body and trying to convince him to do horrible things to get back at Arasaka for what they did to him. So, I mean, as far as the story, I'd probably give it probably a 9 out of 10. The only gripe I have with the story is there's actually about 5 to 7 different endings, I believe, for the main story, which I didn't know. And I got the ending where V pretty much takes the easy way out and he just shoots himself. And I was like, really? I really didn't like that, because the whole buildup was like, we're going to storm Arasaka, like me and Johnny, and we're going to do like the suicide mission. And apparently, I looked it up after I beat the game, that's one of the endings. So I was kind of bummed out. Now, obviously the PS5 version is supposed to come out later this year, so I might play it again and like choose a different path to maybe get a better ending, because the ending I got, like I said, I didn't really like it. So yeah, I'd give the story about a 9 out of 10. As far as the gameplay goes, let's see, if I'm going to be honest, that first playthrough when I played like 4 or 5 hours, I hated the gameplay. I wasn't used to the gunplay, really didn't like the melee, like the combat with the swords in your hands. I thought it was really clunky. And even now, after all the updates and my actual full walkthrough, I still don't like the melee combat, like with your swords and hands. But as far as the gunplay goes, I thought it got better. I don't know if it was the updates or just me getting used to it. But yeah, whenever I had the chance, obviously I used melee as a last resort. I always preferred the weapons. As far as the weapon choices, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was kind of annoying. Maybe I was doing it wrong, but like every time I ran out of ammo, I would have to pause the game to switch my inventory so I could actually progress to the next level in the story. So yeah, as far as the gameplay goes, if I had to rate it out of 10, I would probably give the gameplay probably a solid 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.5. I only did a couple missions when I was like hanging out of the car and shooting. I thought that was okay. I feel like it could have been better. For this review, I really didn't play that many side missions at all. I just ran through the main story. So yeah, as far as the gameplay, like I said, I would give it 7.5 out of 10. Okay, now to the final part of this review is going to be the graphics. Now, obviously, I wasn't expecting the greatest graphics because I'm pretty sure this game started development like in 2012. I think in 2012, like we got like a teaser trailer for Cyberpunk, or maybe it was like 2016, but it was obviously developed on PS4 and Xbox One, so the graphics and it's open world, so that's just a recipe for disaster. Like obviously it's not going to look like Last of Us 2 or even games like Gears of War 4 and 5. At times, like at nighttime, sometimes with like the ray tracing, like the graphics look pretty good sometimes, but then also sometimes the graphics, like it looked like an Xbox 360 game, like playing an Xbox 360 on your Xbox One. Like it did not look that impressive at all. So I'm hoping for way better graphics on the PS5 version, but I'm not entirely sure because Cyberpunk has had to spend literally the past almost year just trying to fix the game. So I don't know if they have actually had enough time as they wanted to work on the PS5 version. Obviously, it's not going to look as good as Last of Us 2, which still kind of blows my mind because that was a PS4 game. But the point is, I just wasn't really impressed with the graphics. The graphics I would probably give a 7, sometimes an 8 out of 10. Do I recommend playing this game? I would, especially now that I think it's on sale. Because it finally came back to the PlayStation Store. I think it's like 40, and I want to say it's like 30 at Walmart, and you can probably get it for like 20, 25 on eBay. I would definitely wait. Like if you're still debating on whether to play it now, I would wait for the PS5 version. And also there's supposed to be coming like free DLC with that, so it'll just make the game more enhanced and just hopefully a better experience than what most people got, especially at launch. So yeah, overall I would give this game probably a 7.5 out of 10. I want to give it a higher rating because I thought the story was pretty good, but just the graphics and the gameplay just really held it back in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Have you guys played Cyberpunk 2077 yet? If you have, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was disappointing? Are you excited for the PS5 version? Are you excited for what CD Projekt has in the future, like the Witcher 3 update for PS5 coming later this year? Just let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.